I gotta do a Whisper Song remix for part 2 of Janet. Jen, you're so upset about a private investigator. I would be more upset about the federal investigation. You see, everybody been peeking at your pie. Brooks done seen it, the feds done seen it, Meredith done seen it. You gotta keep your business out the street. So we open with Jen squawking at Meredith.
And Meredith said, I'm disengaged and you've tortured my family for 2 years.
Child, your pillow biter's using this for a plot line. So I think this is going to be what Jen's defense in court looks like. She's going to say I didn't do anything and they're going to pull out the evidence.
Because Meredith said, well, let's pull out the text. Meredith is going to say, look, all I said was I hired an investigator and they were 90% sure it was you. I didn't say you did it. I don't know if you did it. They're just 90% sure. I'm disengaging at 90%.
Jeannie gonna say, what type of spell did Meredith put on Jen? I want someone to put that on me so I'll change my mind about Mary. Ain't no magic for racism, heifer. What? Now this don't make no sense. Meredith thinks that Jen hooked up with the man that Meredith was seeing before she got back with Seth. If she back with Seth, why you care about old work? I want all my exes to be happy right now. I want them to have fulfilling sexual lives. I ain't worried about penis I ain't pumping.
Meredith, however, wouldn't give a definitive answer. She just said, Jen's done a lot to get dirt on every one of us. She should have been getting some dirt on the government to win this case.
Whitney said, since you weren't on the bus when Jen was arrested and you weren't on the bus today, it looks like you had something to do with Jen's and die-die. Nah, sweetie, that goes back to before y'all were even chaos. The government was planning on getting that ass.
So Meredith is done. She is disgusted. This is too much. Disengage.
And of course, Mary gonna say that's too much. Yeah, hitting too close to home for you, boo-boo. Well, why weren't you on the bus today? Because they don't like you heifers. That's why. And now Lisa's saying, well, Meredith was very upset with me. She said I was not there for her 100%. Oh, God. So Jen saying, well, was Meredith always there for you, yes or no? Then Whitney badgers Meredith into coming back downstairs.
I just want to tell you why I wasn't on the bus.
So then Jen decides to attack Jeannie. Well, then apologize for fucking it up. Mary's just laughing. Jeannie, Mary ain't laughing at you. She's laughing at Jen. But we're laughing at you and your firedness. Then Jen gonna say, well, Mary actually has my back right now. Girl, she's got your back like you've got freedom. It's temporary and fragile. So Jeannie says, I'm trying to be your friend. I don't even think you mess with other Asians. So then Lisa gonna say, we all believe that Meredith has a lot of information. I said it, you said it, we all said it, but it's not an accusation, it's just the truth. Jen says, tell it to your friend Jenny out there. I'm out. Get out of my face. You know what, Jen? I'm so sick of your lies. Even Lisa says, I'm not chasing you. Jen, you don't have a leg to stand on, here or in court.
So Meredith calls her husband to whine about the trap. This was a 9-year investigation. How can I be involved? I want to wipe the slate clean from all these heifers.
We wouldn't mind seeing you lead the series either. Oh, Jenny Wynn does not deserve this. Yes, she does. And I'm glad to see her get it. But now, Meredith Brooks is on the phone with Brooks Marks, and he said, just recess. But then Jen comes in and she wants to talk. And Meredith says, all right, look, I ain't calling no FBI. She said, well, did you know I was going to get arrested? Meredith gave a no, of course not. Your thinking is in vain. Boom, boom, boom. Your jail time is coming. Boom, boom, boom. No, it's prison. It is prison time. Done to the federal line. Meredith said, I just didn't want to be with y'all for 5 hours. And I agree. 41 minutes is enough for me. Girl, you crying all these tears over Meredith? I'd be sad over Sing Sing. At least Mary's been quiet. So everybody goes to bed and we see Mary waking up Good morning, everybody. I ain't saying good morning, Mary. I ain't even speaking. I'm igging you. However, the drama already starts with Meredith. Nobody has any right to bring my father or my sister into this. Leave my family out of it. They are not engaged.
Why did she have on sunglasses? First thing in the morning, why do you have on sunglasses? Do not bring my sister into this. Everyone suspected I lied about my father's memorial because I didn't want to get on the bus with everybody. Leave my family and my sister out of it. Leave them out of it. I'm leaving. You can talk all you want. Where are you? You can speculate all you want. I am tired of this. You leave my family, my sister, and my father out of it. What is wrong with you?
I mean, just all of she was using the stage, darling. Woo! I need my butt beat for that. But it's what she was giving. So Whitney was getting some water as she tries to sneak back to her bedroom. Heather's hiding in there, and then they see Jen Shaw come down the stairs. They're like, come on, hide in this bedroom.
So Lisa asked Meredith what's happening.
I'll tell you what's happening. I woke up to reality. My father's memorial isn't a real memorial.
Nobody said it wasn't a real memorial. We just thought you set it up at a convenient time to not have to come with us on the trip.
Meredith is on her.
I hate you so much right now. Ah.
Lisa, you're insinuating ass. You know full and damn well all y'all was on the bus. Well, she said she was at the memorial, but is that true? None of us really know. So you were suspecting, you were insinuating, you were implying instead of saying outright, I don't know if she was at her father's memorial. Y'all all jumped to the conclusion that there was a sinister reason that Meredith didn't want to be on the bus other than the fact she just don't like y'all. Now, Mary tried to butt into their little scene bringing breakfast, and they looked at her like, can you go? You are not involved in this.
Well, honestly, Lisa, I feel like you've had growing hostility for me and it's getting me upset.
Are you serious right now?
Yes, because you're two-faced. You came on this show her friend, but then you decided to go up Jen Shaw's snatch. You nestled there until it got too hot with the feds, and then you started dropping tea about Mary.
Lisa said, I've been your punching bag since the Shabbat dinner.
And if you notice, Lisa, every time you were Meredith's punching bag, it was because you were trying to get her back together with Jen Shaw. Every time she says,
this woman's terrified my family for 2 years.
So why are you always bringing up Jen, running up under Jen, trying to get her with Jen? Leave her and Jen alone. That's the only time you're a punching bag, when you do something she's told you not to do several times. Lisa did not just say she takes her microaggressions out on me. Microaggression definition.
Here's the definition of microaggression. A statement, action, or incident regarded as an instance of indirect, subtle, or unintentional discrimination against members of a marginalized group such as a racial or ethnic minority.
Thanks, Google. I just had to make sure. I was like, maybe it just means a small anger. I thought it had something to do with racial and ethnic minorities, perhaps racial or sexual minorities. But, I was like, is that something a white woman can do to another white woman? I didn't think so. Jenny, you need to shut the fuck up. What did I miss? Well, you was the first one to question whether Meredith was at her father's memorial or not. There's some things where even if you think it, you shouldn't say it. You can think it, though. You can be like, That's sometimes all you, Jenny gonna say, I don't think we said it was fake. We just said, is it true? That's asking, is it fake? Is it true? Mary said, I can't do her. I have to agree with Mary Cosby. You still ain't shit in your own right. But I gotta agree with you. I can't do her either. And Mary, you wasn't even on the bus to remember, but I'm sure production showed you the footage. That's another thing, y'all. Remember, production will show these heifers footage to get them caught up. So that way they are able to know things that, how could you know that? Who blabbed? Who said that? Child, they'll run the footage. Not all, but some.
So Meredith comes in. I don't really have the stomach for food right now. I need to know who speculated that I made up a memorial for my father so I wouldn't have to be in the van with y'all. I need to know who my friends are and aren't.
So Heather's like, ho, 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 ho. Look, we gonna have a good day. Ain't nobody going home. Our husband sent us here. Let's just drop this and enjoy it. Jeannie gonna say, I think we should just drop it. Yeah, because you know you was the first one to open your racist mouth. Jenny said, I think my lashes flew away while they're riding this ATV through the mountains. You know what else flew away? Your Bravo check. Your Bravo check. Your Bravo check. It sprouted wings and flew away for the racist things you say. It flew away, flew away, flew away. Your Bravo check. The little check, but you needed that. And imagine what your children are going to go through at school. Remember, they're Asians, not Bejans. Or maybe the A stands for anti-black. These rocks look kind of cool to explore. I'd probably do it. But I'd rather see these heifers continue to argue. I don't need a breather. If I wanted to watch National Geographic, I'd be watching National Geographic. Or Discovery Plus. Mary, let Heather be. She got her headlights on because she's looking for a husband. So after a relatively peaceful day, getting the stress out of our systems repelling, we all sit down to dinner. I wish everyone looked nice. What does Mary, oh my God, this little half piece she got up here, just giving, ooh, it's just so crispy. You know what it is? It's like a curly fry weave. It's a curly fry clip-on. God. Not even curly fry. Ooh. It's like cotton candy. You got a curly fry here, cotton candy. I mean, this shit is just a mess. This is disgusting. This is unkempt. It looked like it smelled. Like it looked like there's just old product in there. Girl. So Lisa apologizes to Whitney and to Meredith about this morning. She's like, I never used the word fake. I never meant to talk about your family. We're all on the same page. And I want to invite you to a Vita event. Here she go trying to sling her swill. We were having a peaceful dinner, and then Jen Shaw comes in with some maracas, and the look on Meredith's face, like she forgot Jen was here. She was like, what is she doing here? Like, girl, you came here together. Calm down. Mary go on and apologize to Jenny, saying, I'm sorry earlier for saying you don't matter. But she doesn't. She doesn't. So you were saying the truth. You just didn't have to keep going on and on. You don't fight with those who don't matter. Girl, you got on TV and said you were throwing stuff at your husband and broke his ribs and you wonder why he wants a second wife. Just throw the whole heifer away. So we just gonna be happy-go-lucky for the rest of the episode? Heather's like, I did not need to put my makeup on to hang out with these heifers and drink. We could do that in the house in our pajamas with no makeup on. Oh God, Meredith's gonna say,
This group actually does work, even though we have a lot of things to figure out.
no it doesn't. Y'all heifers can barely stand each other and you've got to be drunk and led by production to look like you're having a decent time. We do not need footage of these heifers dancing. So it was just fun on tea for the rest of the trip. Okay, I guess we got to see these heifers get along a little bit, but let's get to the next episode. A Kit Kat for breakfast? Sometimes I'll have a hamburger for breakfast. Like sometimes I want dinner for breakfast, but I think I'm going to do Eggs Benedict this morning. At Whole Food, they have like a cashew hollandaise sauce. It's pretty good, so I don't have to make the hollandaise sauce because that's a pain in the ass. Well, since this episode really wasn't shit, I guess we can go on and get to the next one. So after this, we gonna do Janet. I'm gonna delete this football game. I'm gonna do Janet part 2 after this, but I feel like I need something else to do while I'm doing it. Like it's a great something to have on while you're doing your homework. It gives me like I'm doing my research, my works cited, maybe, a thorough outline and a couple of other points. Like I'm really getting an essay or something together because I don't need to focus on what's in the background because I've heard it all before, but I enjoy a little bit of concert footage with pitchy vocals. Pitchy. Pitchy. Made me kind of itchy. Jen Shah says, I think I may have chosen wrong today. So we all head out for our adventures for the day, and Jen Shah and Whitney are going ATV riding. And Jen says, Whitney is very hungover. I think I may have chosen wrong today. Really, today is the day you think you chose wrong, not the fact you've gotten up every day for the past decade and chosen fraud against the infirmed and the elderly. You chose to scam, skis, connive, and cajole. But today is the day you chose wrong. This is why you're going to be in prison. Prison. Allegedly, allegedly. See, I don't trust Lisa going horseback riding with Heather. I think this is a way for her to start to break Heather off. Because Heather, I love you, but you don't really, I ain't going to say you slow. You ain't slow. You just want to believe the best in everybody and don't want to pay attention to shit. Like Whitney will look Lisa out every time she tries to pull some slick stuff, like when they went to that restaurant. Heather, you would just be like, oh, what a coincidence. So I'm just concerned that she's going to put a bug in your ear, or you'll just blurt something out because you a good blurter. You a good blurter. Lisa realizes I need a new puppet. And Heather, you give me an unwitting puppetee. And that's the worst kind, the unwitting kind. So in an even more desperate move than I could fathom, Heather tells Lisa, I've really seen how you've consistently had Meredith's back, but Meredith hasn't had yours. Girl, you want a friend that bad? You want peace in the East that bad? You're willing to turn serpent just to speak Lisa's parcel tongue? Huh. I'm sorry, but Lisa is a two-faced piece of shit that has aligned herself
with someone that has been attacking Meredith's family for the past 2 years. She has gone after my son's sexuality. He hasn't even come out yet.
That's supposed to be your friend. You're supposed to ride with her, not always shimmy over to the Shah. Lisa, you've been too two-faced to receive Meredith's continued support. There's a reason Meredith has drawn back, and the fact that Heather can't see that proves my point. Slow and steady, steady and slow. So Jen and Whitney are still questioning Meredith's motives about not being on the bus. Whitney really thinks this memorial may be a cover-up for something else. Back with Lisa and Heather, Lisa said, I never said there was a fake memorial. And Heather said, well, I actually knew she was in Aspen, so I should have shut that down. Well, why didn't you speak up? So Heather confirms that the memorial was Monday, but apparently they left Tuesday. So why wasn't she back? Well, the day after a memorial, like the day after a funeral, you might not be at your best. You might want to take a moment to woo and saw. Boy, they are coming for Meredith. They have figured out this timeline ain't adding up, so there's a lie somewhere or everywhere. Maybe that's why she was so close with Jen Shah in the first place. Liars of a feather linger together. Whitney trying to find out, Jen, I think this is more about you humping on Meredith's ex-man. And then Whitney gonna come for Meredith again. So you fine with Mary Cosby's accusations, but Jen Shah's just too much and you have to distance yourself. Mary Cosby's accusations are rumors and scuttlebutt, hearsay. Most things inadmissible in a court of law. Jen Shah has been brought up on federal charges and indicted by a jury of her peers. Meanwhile, across the ranch, Jenny, Meredith, and Mary head to the spa. So after their little treatments, they head outside for cucumber sandwiches and cutting conversation.
It feels so good. The dynamic in our group has shifted and everybody's really just trying to be positive.
So Jenny says, I'm a little sorry about telling Jen about your private investigation.
There was no reason for you to relay that information to her. You took that from me.
Heifer, you said it on camera. I thought she would have heard you was so loud. Your voice was echoing off the hills of Utah. Jenny gonna say, I'm sorry, and it will never happen again. It sure won't, because your ass is off the show. Boom, boom, ass is off the show. Go away, Jenny. We don't want you another day. Go on, Janae. 'Cause you're off the show. 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 What TV show theme song was that? So Jeannie's husband still won't go to therapy, but I'll bet he'll head to a divorce attorney now. They asked Mary about her marriage and she gonna stay tight-lipped. Honey, you can be quiet about that. We don't want to hear about you fucking your step-grandpapa. We are not interested in your incest. Keep that shit to yourself. For real, for real. Please, you probably mad Robert Sr. fucking the home health aide. Yeah, they supposedly related, but that don't mean shit in this family. Uncle Daddy Tease. So Jen Shaw said, okay, Mary, you gonna call me a Mexican thug? Well, honey, I'm gonna come looking like a cartel queen. And actually, this look is kind of cute on her. I like the Selena hair. So she gonna host a Cinco de Mayo party to put Mary on the spot. So as everybody getting ready for dinner, Meredith run into Whitney's room. Whitney looks great, by the way. I love this look on you. And she says, now I know Jen has stipulated to the federal government that she has no assets. And Whitney just looks at her like, and then you wonder why we say you know more than what you telling. If she is paying for this dinner tonight, I can't go. Girl, one, you know the production is paying for it. Let's get that straight. Oh my God. The food was already paid for. You ain't like Erica Jane with orphans and widows, in the words of the Chip Heifer. And then you wonder why people think you had something to do with her in tie-dye. Oh, that's right, the husband's paid for it. Meredith, you just should have quit the show then.
If you really needed to disengage, you should go on and disengage.
But after that, everybody shimmies with happiness on down to dinner. When is Married to Medicine coming back? Wait, you know what? I don't need Dr. Heffley, so I'm okay. So at this dinner, Jen starts off by giving the heifers some jewelry bought with stolen funds. You know Meredith will be giving hers back. So Mary runs into the house to get a blanket for herself, but won't bring one for nobody else. She does not need to be on the show. I'm so glad she didn't go to the reunion. Although it's going to be a shitty reunion, they're going to have to bring in a new heifer mid-seas. So then Mary, not wanting to talk about her step-grandhusband with Jeannie, comes up and Meredith says,
well, I can understand. I mean, she is just getting to know you.
So Jeannie gonna say, because she apologized to me and she said she did want to get to know me, I figured she'd open up a little bit, but the heifer caught me off guard. Jeannie said, I don't think her apology was sincere, because if you're sorry, you don't do it again. Like your post that you did over and over again for 18 months? Oh God, Mary slovenly returns to the table. So Whitney just gonna plain flat out ask, Mary, do you like Jenny? Mary gonna say no. Cause Mary don't like ethnic people just like Jenny don't like ethnic people. They're two prejudiced peas in a pod. Jenny's gonna say, well, you don't have to be rude to me. I think you're rude. You started our relationship off with telling me to shut the fuck up. And she did. Jenny gonna say, well, I think you're rude to me. I don't care. Oh, Lord. So Heather starts taking up for Jenny, saying, well, you was rude this morning. And, you know, her husband put in for this trip, but we all friends. And Mary gonna say, well, you don't have a husband, so you hear off my husband's dime. I'm sorry, I know Robert Sr. did not pass the plate to pitch a penny to Bravo to send you and your frizzy head on this trip. She pissed that honky off. Oh my goodness. Heather said, do you think I'm under the impression that I have a husband? Fuck you, Mary Cosby. You don't have a husband either. It's your step-grandfather. Oh. Heather said, not tonight. All right, Heather. Stand up for yourself. Jenny said, well, I'm just saying her apology wasn't sincere. Mary said, well, you're going to have to live with it because I ain't giving you no more. Oh, you should apologize for that shit on your head. Oh, I know that itches. You went back to the house to scratch your head. So Lisa points out Mary's behavior.
It's not kind. It's not kind. I don't want any of them to feel bad. It's not kind.
Basically saying, Meredith, check your friend because you always up Mary's ass. Check her when she wrong like you check us when you think she right. Then Jen come in, well, Lisa, if you're gonna stick up for them, stick up for me. You weren't consistent with me. Well, you no longer fed her plot line, so she moved on. You didn't know you were getting used too, Heifer?
Who is there for me? Because nobody is there for me.
I mean, she's just taking the moment completely off Mary and Jenny because she's like, I need center focus. Girl, you coming back next season. Don't worry, you could actually shut up.
Lisa says I'm a best friend to everybody. I'm nice to everybody here. I'm not picking sides. These are grown women who should solve their own issues.
But you always trying to get in the middle, and Meredith's right. You don't stick up for her.
Lisa says, Mary, you're fake. You say you're sorry all the time, then you do the same thing over and over.
And you do. Which really is, I don't like you. I dismiss you. I don't need to talk to you. And then you'll say, I'm sorry, I want to get to know you, and then have the same stank attitude. Unless someone is puckered up to your patootie. I have to agree with Mary when she right. Lisa, you are a fake, backstabbing, puppeteering, backbiting bone carrier who's always stirring the turd. Oh, you're eating Taco Bell. How you gonna raise kids on Taco Bell? Yourself, your kids, and your husband need nutrients. You are a sickly looking clan. I mean, Mary, you could just go on and give me the credit for that read, because I've been saying that since season 1. Okay? You want to say her love of fast food shows she has no depth. What about your lack of love for your step-grandhusband? That shows you have no self-love to me.
Lisa said everything about you is fake. Your church is fake. Your life is fake. Your apologies are fake.
Not the church, honey. She gonna send Jesus after you. Child, Lisa said you don't even have a congregation. They are all leaving because they don't know what they're praying to. And don't worry about your disinvitation because I wasn't going no way. Wasn't gonna put a penny in your plate. Mary gonna say, Jen, where you at? I need you to get this chihuahua. Jen ain't your friend. Heather said, well, how we gonna navigate the group if you can't be friends with Jenny? Meanwhile, Jen done walked off because ain't nobody paying attention to her. This is just so interesting watching two assholes argue with each other. Mary gonna say, I don't know, Jenny just gets on my nerves. Jenny gonna say, well then leave because you get on everybody's nerve. And she right. Both of you can go. And I'm glad you did. So now they say, look, Mary, you keep saying you're a woman of God, but you act like a heathen. And then she gonna say, well, Whitney, the way you wrap around that pole, Whitney isn't claiming to lead a congregation. She left the Mormon church so she can lay it low and spread it wide, and she's spinning for her husband. Oh my God. Are you for real? They're not nice to me. So as a woman of God, I don't have to be nice to them. I see why you left the show. Because you a dumbass. Is that what Jesus would do? Would Jesus cuss somebody out and say they don't care? Is that what Jesus would do? Not my Jesus. Everybody's like, well, why don't you want to be friends with Jenny? Because Jenny's a racist and so is she. Mary said none of us are real friends except for me and Meredith. And that's because Meredith's been kissing my butt all season.
Oh, Lisa, you're so ready to defend Mary, but you turn a blind eye when someone says something about me.
Because you had it coming, Heifer. Because you set the shit up. We ain't stupid. So now Lisa storms off crying, I am done. I can't believe Meredith always has Mary's back. Because you don't have nobody's back but your own. And the fact that you can't see that is baffling. As baffling as how your children haven't had scurvy with their lack of nourishment. Then Heather gonna say, since Lisa's not here, she let us know she didn't think that you had the memorial. Did you? Because we can't pin down the dates.
Do not even go there with me, Whitney. It's going to get very ugly very fast. It's none of your fucking business.
Oh, Lisa in the bathroom screaming, well, I'm not a fucking whore and I didn't cheat on my husband. I'm done with her. Child, as ugly as your husband is, you could cheat on him. Oh, why don't you own a house? You can't because your husband changes jobs every 5 minutes? I'm not trying to disrespect your father, Meredith. Yes, I had one and I think I've had enough. Good night. That Whitney, I'm sorry, girl. You know what you're doing. But that was the shit. So Mary storms off with Meredith. Meanwhile, Lisa is airing out all of Meredith's tea still in the mic'd bathroom. Girl, throw a rock, hide her hand. She's a whore. She's fucked half of New York. And you fucked half of Jersey and still look at what you married. And why does it matter who Meredith is fucking if you got your man? I wouldn't be worried about her womb or her wop. I'm gonna watch a little bit of Watch What Happens Live because Meredith is on and they had her say, how did you feel about Jenny's firing? You heard the tires go wump, wump, wump. She's up under the bus.
Meredith said, it was just very intense, and to have that kind of hate around you was scary.
You know how when white women go to being frightened,